So the Penguin has concluded its first series, and to be short, it's really really good. I don't really have a lot I could say, but praises for this series. I really think this is such a brilliantly well written series that really takes place with many foreseeing events that really happen, and I really think that this is really a show that really takes a different spin of real traditional superhero anti-hero movies that really presents themselves as really a crime thriller in a really really good way, and I've really enjoyed it. And I think the biggest compliment I have for this series is the writing. It's brilliant. I think every character that's presented in this show is presented really really well. I mean, the Penguin character himself, Oz, who is played by Colin Farrell, delivers an amazing performance. And I really think his portrayal as the Penguin really exemplifies this show really, really well. Like, many times you would always think with series that would always try and focus on, the big superhero or the main hero like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, etc. But even like for like the Penguin himself, who's pretty much more or less a character filler for the Batman universe. I think the whole thing throughout this series of his portrayal is really good. It kind of exemplifies his trauma really well with family, and it also shows that even still, potentially he's can have some sort of resentment of actually doing some good to help protect his family. Although, as a person himself, he is not a good character. Like, as a thought individual. He still pretty much got a lot of like psychological issues. He's very, evil in some aspects, especially what he does to his brothers. I'm not going to get into the details of it because it will be spoilers. But the way like the whole progression of this series progresses with his character portrayal is brilliant. But it's also not just that as well. I mean, there are also a lot of other characters that get introduced. So this show also has another character called Victor, who is a sidekick for Oz, and they do have. And I think he's used as a very good way in this show. Like he's wants to partner with Oz to get rich, to become powerful, but then he's also torn between his life as well, whether he just wants to escape Gotham or stick with Oz and do like a lot of to work to actually become the crime warlord of Gotham, and essentially it really just shows his character portrayal very well of like how he was left orphaned after the events of the Gotham seawall, how it killed his family. Don't want to really get into the details of it too much or where that happens, but it really just shows a lot of really great ways how a lot of these characters are portrayed. Also, another thing I have to mention, Kristen Milioti, if I pronounce her name correctly, her portrayal as Sophia Falcone, who is essentially Carmine Falcone's daughter. Her portrayal was really good as well as a character, and she delivers a very good performance in this show as well. So I also want to kind of get that also out of the way as well, because I just forgot to mention that. Now, this series is more or less a crime drama, and I will say there isn't really like a lot of action in this show. However, what I really do think this series makes up for it is it really is tense, dark, and thrilling. And there's really a lot of gripping scenes that will make you tense, such as there's lots of torture scenes, there's lots of ransoms that with jobs going awry, and there's lots of twists that also happen that you wouldn't expect to happen. Essentially, I don't want to get into the details of it because I think it will just spoil the show for you guys, but it really just shows that pretty much anyone that you're working with in this show is pretty much untrustworthy. So I really also think a lot of the thrilling aspects of this show, delivering some really tense, gripping scenes, is done really, really well. And you also kind of feel like watching this show, knowing how self-aware a lot of the characters are. You also have views of like about their personality traits that are dealt in a very psychotic way. So I think that's something I have to really give massive praises for this series as well. Overall, I have nothing but praises for this show, and I really do think this show serves as a very good spin-off for the Batman movie, which I really, really rated a lot. Now, I'm not so sure where, Oswald's character will be in the next Batman movie, in the second one. But I heard apparently the director did mention that Colin Farrell will aspire to play Oswald in that movie. So it'll be very interesting to see where his part in that movie will take place. So yeah, it makes me very optimistic for it, and I think this is a very good series that serves as a very good spin-off. And I think if you're a fan of the Batman movie, I really do recommend you watch this show. So yeah, let me know what you think of the Penguin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you want to dislike. Thank you for watching, and yeah, that's about it. See you later.